Aloha world and welcome back to another episode of The Queer and the Queen. I'm Jacobi, act like you know me Jones, and I have back in the house with me one of my favorite queens, Miss Nice Nasty. Now, if you've never been to the Jacobi Jones channel, please make sure you drop down in the description box, dig in the notifications, subscribe, and comment on this whole conversation we are about to have. Now, girl, let's get into this.
Talk to me.
We're going to start with something that's near and dear to the queer hearts. Dwyane Wade and his ex-wife are in a court appearance. His ex-wife is trying to find a lawyer to sue him, saying that he is exploiting and pressuring his daughter, Zaya, to gender change and for financial gains. Now, he went and wrote a lengthy tweet basically saying that you have made no attempts to be in this child's life. You went to 13 lawyers to get a case in general, and now you're about to have your 14th. Good luck with that, and we'll see you in court. What do you make of all this?
I feel that she just wants some attention that she hasn't gotten, and Dwyane Wade is doing a great job raising his daughter to live in her truth, her authentic truth. And I read the long post that he made, and I thought it was beautifully said. I don't think he said anything wrong. I don't think he's doing anything wrong. And as far as for money, it's Dwyane Wade we're talking about. His wife is a great actress, and he's retired from the NBA. So how is he really doing it for money? I don't understand that.
Yeah, so it was I did research, right? And she's tried this before and failed. And in her last attempt, she actually lost complete custody of her children, and she makes no attempt to see her children.
Bingo.
Now having these allegations again, and she's about to have this good luck, like he said, finding your 14th lawyer. Now,
Yeah.
for me, it's just like the narcissism of it because you're really doing this, like you said, for financial gain. Because if it was about the children,
Mm-hmm.
you'd be going about it a different way because you
Correct.
really ain't concerned about their well-being and
Correct.
their mental health. But I thought it was interesting because as a queer and the queen, we always love LGBTQ news. Shout
No.
out to Zaya, you're a beautiful human being. Now, in the name and in the concept of children, Nick Cannon had this 11th child on the way.
He got
Now,
babies on back order. Let's keep it real. You know when you go to the store and they don't have any, and they said we're gonna put it's on back order. You're gonna get
oh
it
my
come
God,
in.
you're right.
It's
So this 11th child that he's having, he's expecting with model Miss Scott, Elisa Scott is I believe how you pronounce her name. She is the mother of his son Zen, who passed away. Now,
yes.
I don't like for me, it's just like I was like, you dodged a bullet, but in her head, I don't think she thinks she's secured the bag. So now you go and get pregnant by him again. I just don't understand the psychosis behind it. But again, maybe it's not for me to understand.
It has nothing to do with securing the bag. Literally, they lost their baby unexpectedly. When you find out you're pregnant, you're excited. You're like, oh my goodness, this is what I've wanted to be a mom. And then for that to be robbed from you, I think it's a part of her grieving process. And I think that they both needed this to heal. That's the mom, that's the mom and that's the dad of this baby that gained its wings and they have a second chance. And I hate to say it's like replacing the baby because you can't really replace the baby, right? The baby was born, passed away. But
Right.
I think it's important for her more so maybe than for him,
I
but
just
for her because he has a lot of children, honey. He
I
has
just don't
babies on back
understand.
order.
I really like. I mean,
Next
and I
week,
looked at his net worth. It said 20 million, right? And that is a nice amount of money. And yes, you can. People have 10 children, 15 children, and
with
they
less money.
they live. Yeah. So I mean, he can do it.
No,
I
no.
just don't understand.
I feel it's getting out of hand at this point.
I just don't get it. And and I believe he has more on the way. I saw a article where he commented saying the stork is on the way. And I mean, I just don't get it. But maybe it's not for me to get. Now, Nick Cannon
It's
is
not.
also or has been in the past, a rapper. In the conversation of R&B and hip hop and rap, Drake and Megan Thee Stallion are in the headlines this week. Now, Drake and 21 Savage have a new song out called Circo Loco. And in the song, the lyrics go, she getting shots, but she's still the stallion. Now, Megan took to the internet saying that why you got, using my alleged shooting as a clout and like leave
Wow.
her alone. She allegedly was in an incident with Tory Lanez and he shot her in the foot. Do we know if it was
Allegedly.
bullet or do we know if it was glass? We don't know. But what we do know is that she's pissed about it, right? Her attorney was
Yeah.
all over TMZ and all this shit. So Little Yahtzee, as a rapper, came out and said, "You are wrong, Megan Thee Stallion. He is talking about the shots in your ass, and that is why you are considered a stallion because your booty ain't real." The lyrics say she gets shots, but she's still a stallion. So he cleared it up. He's like, I know Drake ain't gonna say nothing, so I'm gonna say this. They're not talking about the Tory Lanez incident. They're talking about your
Woo!
fake booty. What was your take on all this?
Well, I'm glad you said that Lil Yachty cleared that up because I thought he was speaking about Tory Lanez allegedly shooting her. And I thought I was like, is Drake becoming the next Kanye? Because he was throwing shade at Serena Williams' husband, calling him a groupie. And honey, if we have seen Drake with NBA players, honey, he's the biggest groupie there is out there. Okay.
It's true. You make a very
So
good point. I did not even think about that.
he
Drake is
should
a
know what a
groupie.
groupie is
He
because
is a
he's one
male,
himself.
no homo groupie. You are absolutely right about that. I did
He is
not.
one himself.
Now, you brought up Kanye. I wasn't going to talk about him today. But since you brought up Kanye, Kanye
How
is
could we
made
not?
headlines again. Right. How could we not? He's made headlines again. And he's going
Yeah.
on a 30-day cleanse. The cleanse involves no verbal speech, no alcohol, no adult films, and no intercourse. Now, when I read this, I thought, what in the semen retention is going on here? Because how much are you jacking off that you have the need to tell us about this? And how much porn are you actually watching? Do we need to know about your porn addiction? And then I thought, no verbal speech. So then you only gonna be talking to yourself in your head. And ain't the voice in your head what got you into all this shit anyway? Like I still don't think that what he's doing is gonna help him.
So let me say this, okay? Is that some people that are bipolar when they're in their manic phase, they're very hypersexual. So it's not uncommon for you to have like to be hypersexual, be promiscuous. Your sex is just through the roof when you're in a manic phase. I don't know if he's in a manic phase or not, don't know. But him not speaking verbally doesn't mean that he won't have Twitter fingers or that he won't, you know what I mean, post something on social media
He
somewhere.
has no social
Um,
media.
yeah, there will be some sort of communication. I doubt Kanye could be quiet even with himself for more than 30 seconds.
Yeah, I just was like, no verbal speech. So you're gonna be talking to you, and you the one who got you into this shit anyway. You ain't helping. You know what I mean? And then it was just like the no sex, no porn. I was just like, how bad is it?
You
Yeah,
know
like,
that, right?
I mean, like,
But you know what? I'm here for it. I'm here for it. This is what we do, and this is what we talk about. So, hey,
no
we're in this
alcohol
to
is
ask
I can
for.
see the no alcohol because maybe we don't know how much he was secretly drinking. Don't need to know about his porn addiction. Don't need to know about his sex life.
I
And
want to know what category of porn he's looking at. Actually, I do want to know.
really,
I do. I do. Yeah.
also in the name of hip hop, Aaron Carter, openly bisexual musician and OnlyFans star, Aaron Carter has passed away today, found
Yeah.
dead, drowned in his
So
bed.
sad.
Same
So
fashion
so
of Whitney
sad.
Houston and her late daughter. It's just a shame that these things
Yeah.
keep happening. You know what I mean? It's so unfortunate that we keep losing these celebrities to addictions or to,
Did they say what happened? I know they said that he drowned. They found him drowned. So is it like a suspicion of murder or like foul play
no,
or?
so a few days before, less than a week before,
Mhm.
he was pulled over in I think it's called Lancaster,
Lancaster, California.
and he was swerving down the road. They did a
Mhm.
sobriety check, and he passed the sobriety check. And he made a statement saying, "When you do the right thing will happen. So make sure you guys always do the right thing." Now, ironically, the person who was following behind him, they did not say if this was the person who called his police was his baby mama. right? She was on the
Oh,
road behind him while he was driving
okay.
the RV down the street. Don't know
Mm,
who called the police, but
yeah.
rest in peace, Aaron Carter. It's a,
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in the headlines for the past few years for
Yeah.
substance abuse and arrests, and you know, a lot of came out bisexual and this OnlyFans thing, and he just seemed very unstable. You know what I'm saying?
Now tell me wait, how is he famous again? Is his brother a singer?
No, his brother is from the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, okay, okay. I was wondering how he came
And
about. I
Aaron
couldn't
Carter
recall.
came out with his first album, his first like album when he was 9 years old.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
addiction is such a terrible disease to have, and I don't even know what like monsters he was dealing with within, and it's just so sad to see he's 34 years old, right?
yeah,
And his baby, he still has a like an infant or toddler daughter. Is it a daughter he has?
I believe so.
And yeah, so it's very unfortunate, very sad. I'm sorry he couldn't beat his demons and actually live a
Yeah,
very sober
allegedly, I
life.
believe it was overdose, allegedly, right? Because it doesn't say, didn't say any foul play, didn't say
It
what
said he drowned.
did all it said was that he drowned, didn't say what
Correct,
thing
correct. So
was found in, though. But it's just sad. Now, also, we lost another great one earlier this week. Takeoff was shot and killed in Houston, Texas. Him and Quavo were we were playing a dice game,
a
something
dice game at the bowling
at
alley.
the
Yeah,
bowling
they
alley.
with Jay Prince. I think Jay Prince had a function.
Yeah, and Quavo got into an altercation, an argument with a gentleman
Yeah,
basketball, and that led to 10 shots being fired, and
take
Takeoff
off.
was in the car
Yeah, take off.
and
Yeah.
passed away. And for me, all I thought when I heard this news was, when are these rappers gonna get tired of trying to hold down this I don't the word I don't want to say oppression behavior, but this hood rat antics, like the need to be
Street.
so street. Yes, it needs to be
Yeah.
street. Like, why are you somewhere playing dice? You could be
Yeah.
gambling at a nice, safe casino with security and guards in Vegas.
I
But
said the
you
same
be at
thing,
a bowling
literally.
alley with a bunch of other people who ain't on your level. Who I mean,
Yeah.
you can't but go to the next level and then keep hanging
Mhm.
out with people who ain't on your level.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like,
Correct. Yeah.
and I don't know the exact scenario, but it's just this happens time and time again where these rappers
Hmm.
don't leave the hood in a sense
It's
of
not even leaving the hood. They leave the hood and they buy these mansions, but they still partake in hood activities.
that's what I'm
And
saying.
when you participate in hood activities, you get hood outcomes.
Right. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Not saying that Takeoff
Yeah.
is stupid, but that's just a saying for an
Yeah.
example. Like, if just pick and choose your scenarios and your surroundings better.
The thing is that whenever you mingle with the haves and the have nots mingle, there is where I think there's a problem, right? Is
Yeah,
that sometimes you have to be within your group of people.
yeah,
And
you're right.
it times is hard. Okay. Jealousy is at an all-time high at this time. And you're talking about these guys that are wealthy, but they still participate in hood activities. And apparently what I heard allegedly that it was like their own people that actually shot off the bullet that actually hit him. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what's going around on the blogs, what we're hearing. It's not confirmed yet. They haven't arrested anyone. And more than likely, because people still have that hood mentality, no one is going to say anything.
Right. They're gonna. I haven't heard yet that Quavo's made a statement or Offset has made.
No,
I
no,
haven't heard. So what
no.
I feel like in my soul, and I hope that it's not happening, is that they're using the streets to solve this.
I,
And
I I wouldn't be mad at that either, but I think it's someone
it's
that they
not going to
know.
end well because that's illegal too. You
What
can't
is illegal?
if you go to the streets to solve the problem that happens in the streets. I get this, that's a part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you finna go do something maybe illegal, or maybe I'm hoping that they just go to the streets, get their own private detective, find out how the dude is, go to the police, say here's all the evidence, this is who did it, go get them, versus like having the dude murdered or having the dude beat.
I'm okay with it.
I no, because that is a part
I'm
of the problem. That is
okay with
the,
it.
that is a part of the problem. That's how all this happened because people ain't
You
evolving.
know what? I put myself in his mother's position that I have children of my own, and that if I knew who murdered my child and I had the opportunity to rectify it, I more than likely would. I'm being absolutely 100% transparent. I
So
would.
so if
Me and his mama gonna be crying. We both gonna. I lost my child. You lost your child. We even. We both gonna be sad,
and you both and you're going to jail.
and that's okay. That's okay. But you don't have no visitation with your son. I don't get to see my child. I don't get to hug my child, hear my child's voice, or any of that. That is heartbreaking for that mom. I can even imagine for the mom and for the dad, right? I'm just like, oh my God. And I don't care. Like, I know they said vengeance is for the Lord, but honey, let me go ahead and get mine now, just in case
Girl.
the Lord is busy. Okay.
So so in the wrap up,
Yes,
Dwayne
honey,
Wade and
wrap
his
it.
wife, his ex-wife, are headed to court. Nick Cannon has his 11th child on the way. Kanye West is gonna stop jerking off. Megan Thee Stallion took things out of context. Oh, what about that Kanye West thing? Let me tell you this. Did you so Kanye West wants to sell White Lives Matters t-shirts,
Okay.
and there is a podcast by these two gentlemen named Ramsey Ja and Quentin Ward. I don't know their podcast name off the top of my head.
Okay.
They have a podcast, and they are two black men. One of their fans purchased the international rights and trademark to White Lives Matter the day Kanye wore that shirt and Candace Owens wore that shirt to Paris Fashion Week.
That was genius.
And then they gave it to these black men and said, you deserve it. And they now own it, which includes apparel, everything. So Kanye West can't produce these shirts unless he gets their right off. And they said,
You can't put it in a shirt, put it in a cup, put it in a towel. You can't put it on
so
nothing without
all
paying.
his dreams are falling away from him right before his eyes, and it's just so sad to watch. He also tweeted about Shaq, saying that Shaq is in a deal with this guy in Canada, I believe, named James something, and James tried to do a deal with Kanye and said, let's do this 50-50. Kanye says there is no 50-50 in business. Someone always has the 1% so they can have the control and vote. So what do you have going on in your contract, Shaq? Because you in bed with a dude who don't want to give the artist the 1%. Shaq tweeted back, cold blooded.
I saw that.
Shaq tweeted back saying, you don't really know me like that. Worry about yourself. And then the great and as I quote, the once great Kanye West. Why should I listen to you when I have more money than you? And
Yeah.
I was just like, if that wasn't
That's what he said to Pierce Morgan, right?
that wasn't the shadiest perfect response, I didn't know what was.
Yeah.
Did you see all that though?
I did. I caught all of that. I read all of that. I was here for it. And it is going to be interesting. So a friend of mine said that the way they see it is that the way this ends is, and I hope it doesn't happen, is that Kanye
In a straight
is unalive basically, because he's this that he would more than likely, that's how he's going to end up more than likely, not because someone did it to him, but him doing it to himself.
Charlemagne the God stated he's behaving like someone who's about to die or about to off themselves.
Yeah.
He's behaving like someone.
Yeah. That's the behavior that I'm seeing.
And you as a medical professional, really, this is like, in all seriousness, is this textbook shit.
This is the behavior that I'm seeing, and I'm just kind of nervous, like, how's this going to turn out for him, I don't know.
I didn't gather any of that.
Whatever Kanye is doing, he's doing it well. I just don't know what it is.
Right. That part. But see,
I wish I knew what he was doing.
This whole situation, all these things that he's doing, as behavioral, attention seeking, sociopathic, narcissistic, the list goes on. But I don't see suicide. I don't see I want to kill myself. I do, but I could see how he could get to a point of frustration where he's losing everything.
Yeah.
Feels so he like when someone has so much righteousness to them that they think that they know everything and no one else and everyone else is telling them they're wrong. He could snap and do it. I can see it happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's we have not seen Kanye at the pinnacle, I think, of his mental illness.
Mm.
I think there's room to grow in that area. That's very scary to say, but allegedly, right, because of his mental illness. We'll just have to see what happens. But I'm very concerned for him. This is what I'm saying. Where is the Britney Spears dad of Kanye at to take over some conservatorship like they did with Britney? Because honey, he needs somebody to take control. Look at Wendy. Wendy don't even have control over her finances because her financial advisor, whomever allegedly done told Wells Fargo she don't have her faculties together up there, and now someone else is managing her money. Who is going to rescue Kanye? Who is going to be his conservator? Why is no one stepping up?
Well, also, it was harder before, like we spoke in the prior episode, because he's the billionaire, and he's not anymore. He only has a couple $100 million now. He's not worth billions of dollars. So
It
even though
shouldn't
there's
matter
a lot
how
of
much money he's worth. If he is decompensated and he's not making, you know what I mean, sound decisions, someone needs to step in.
yeah, if you are so mentally unstable that you've lost all of your work, shouldn't that mean that you are mentally unstable to appropriately?
But this is the thing, though. Let's play devil's advocate. Does he really even care that he's lost that money? You know what I mean? Does he even care about the money? Like I like I said, Kanye is Kanyeing something, and I just don't know what it is, but it has to be great. And I just can't wait to find out what it is because there has to be something that he's trying to expose or something he's trying to do. What I thought was very telling was him showing who has true power, period, to shut people down. And when Kanye said slavery was a choice, no one shut him down. When Kanye said white lives matter, nobody shut him down. When Kanye said George Floyd was died from a drug overdose, nobody shut him down. But the minute he said something about the J people, honey, I didn't even want to say their name, child, because listen,
right,
the minute he said that, and you know who came out and said businesses should cut ties with Kanye, it was done like that. Like the blink of an eye, everything was gone.
Overnight. I mean, I've heard
Everything was gone.
multiple times your whole life can change in one day. And he literally, overnight, it went from
Overnight.
deal after deal after deal after deal after friendship after friendship after friendship.
But this is what I'm saying. Why didn't nobody step in and shut him down when he said slavery was a choice? That's offensive, right?
We know why.
Right? Then look at what they're doing with Kyrie at this moment, right? He just mentioned the movie was out. And listen, Nike done canceled his contract or suspended it. The Nets have now suspended him for 5 games. This is modern day buck breaking slavery. I'm telling you right now, it's modern day buck slavery, buck breaking slavery. Correction.
Well, thank you so much for having the time to have this conversation with me.
Of course.
You guys make sure you click on these notes here and go follow us on social media. She is a hoot and she always got some piping hot tea to spill for you guys. I am quite fucking hilarious if you check out my Instagram.
Hilarious.
And love yourselves, as we always say. Thank you for watching this episode of The Queer and the Queen. We will be back with you next Monday for another messy Monday. In between then, you'll get some messy alerts when the news drops. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to smile.